Do you ever feel like you're missing something in your conversations? Like there's an invisible script everyone else seems to follow, except you? We all move through a silent world of unspoken expectations, rules no one says out loud, yet everyone follows. And whether you realize it or not, these invisible agreements are shaping your relationships, your reactions, and even the way you see yourself. Today, you're going to discover the hidden language that's been quietly dictating your life. Have you ever walked away from an argument thinking, "How did that even start?" Or felt misunderstood, even when you explained everything as clearly as you could? The truth is, the problem might not be what you said, but what you never said at all. Because every conversation has two layers: the words you speak and the expectations beneath them. Maybe you expected someone to text you back faster, to show appreciation, to remember something important, to sense that you were upset without you having to say it. And when they didn't? You felt disappointed, frustrated, maybe even hurt. But here's the twist: most of the time, they didn't even know there was an expectation to begin with. Unspoken expectations act like invisible contracts. You believe the other person agreed to them, even though they actually didn't. This is how relationships slowly fall into resentment. Not because people don't care, but because they don't realize they're breaking rules that no one ever talked about. And these silent expectations don't just affect your relationships, they shape your daily life. They decide how you think people should treat you, how you react to small situations, and even how you treat yourself. The scariest part? We usually don't notice these expectations until they break. But here's the good news: once you learn to identify these hidden expectations, everything changes. You start understanding why certain arguments keep repeating, why some people seem impossible to read, why you feel let down even when nothing technically went wrong. Because suddenly, you're not operating in the dark anymore. You're seeing the invisible forces behind your reactions, your assumptions, and your emotional triggers. And this gives you something incredibly powerful: control. So how do you break free from silent contracts? Here are 3 simple shifts. First, notice the expectation before the emotion. When you feel that spark of frustration or disappointment, pause and ask yourself, what did I expect them to do? Second, communicate the expectation clearly and early. Most conflicts happen because expectations are discovered too late, after the damage is done. And third, stop assuming people should know. Everyone has different backgrounds, habits, and definitions of what effort or care looks like. When you bring expectations out into the open, they stop being traps and start becoming agreements you both can understand. What if I told you the biggest barriers in your relationships aren't words at all, but the silent expectations you never knew you had? Once you learn the hidden language behind human connection, you don't just communicate better, you understand people on an entirely new level. And that changes everything. Thanks for watching, and if this resonated with you, be sure to subscribe.